Hi, my name is Travis Galloway, and today for my project, I'll be talking about curators on curating. Now, the reason I have this toy house, my kid's house, it represents a creative mind, and in my opinion, some of the things I have here, some of the shapes that I have here, in my opinion, a creative mind should have, should possess, and this is some of the basic things. And one of the things is says con, but it means continue to evolve. And that's one of the things I think a creative mind should have. One of the basic things. And that goes in here. The next one is I have spawn. Spontaneous. That's their representation. A creative mind should be spontaneous in whatever they do in things. And that's one of the things I think carry over with them whenever they do stuff. They're spontaneous in whatever they do. And that one goes here. Another one, TR. I have TR, but they're risk takers. Creators are mostly risk takers. And this one goes right. The other one is fitting in. A lot of creators, they are not concerned about fitting in with others. They are more concerned about curating stuff, creating whatever they are passionate about. And this one goes right here. And last but not least, F. This one represents family. A lot of these creators have family. They're the one that supported them, helped them along the way to be creators. Goes right here. And here we have a few creators that interest me throughout the course. In no particular order, Mr. Lawrence, Mr. Carl, Mr. Richard, Miss Mule, Mr. Federico, Mr. Maurice. And throughout the course, I've read by these creators and they interest me a lot because I have a few things in common with them. And as you can see, I have building blocks set up here. My kids' building blocks. And this kind of represents some of the things that help, some of the basic things that helped build these creators, help them become creators, and some of the things that I found that are a little common with myself. And going down, these creators had families, and I think that's one of the biggest thing for me, and I think it was for some of these guys, some of these creators. They were risk takers. They took a lot of risks doing some of the stuff that they love, that they created, they were passionate about. And coming down, they didn't have to fit in. Don't have to fit in with others. They weren't concerned mostly with fitting in with others and thinking about what somebody else thought about them while they were creating stuff, while they were going out doing poultry, whatever it may be, doing acting, performing. They weren't concerned about that. They were more concerned about creating. And that's one of the things I found common with these creators and was similar to myself. And just a brief summary of some of these creators. Started with Mr. Federico Fellini. He was a Italian film director, screenwriter. He was basically working towards his goal. And one of the things I found very similar with him is that he refined his technical and leadership skills. And instead of focusing only on his individual tasks, he tried to encourage himself to do more than the minimum. He used people that were close to him to build his confidence up so he can manage his fear. And the next creator is Mural. She was born in New York City in 1913. She's poetry. She loves poetry. She was basically found for her time. She was basically above her time in poetry back then. And one of the similarities I found with this creator was that this creator was hungry for a better understanding of topics and issues. She wanted more information. My next creator here is Richard. Richard was born to a Jewish family. He moved to the US when he was 5 years old. He worked in the business sector, but wasn't so passionate about it. He soon became passionate about science, and he became one of the greatest scientists in America. And he experienced some family pain in the past when his brother died when his brother was only 4 months old. And the next creator here is Maurice, Mr. Maurice. He was an American illustrator, a writer of children's books, but he widely became known for his book Where the Wild Things Are, which was first published in 1963. And one of the similarities that I had with this creator was that he had a great imagination as a child. And this imagination basically bleed over into his adulthood. And on top here is Lawrence, Mr. Lawrence. He was a great actor. He was a profound actor for his time. He plays mostly in a lot of Shakespeare movies. He was among the founders of the National Theatre Company and was the director of its opening production in 1963. And one of the similarities I have with this creator was he was close to his family, especially his mother. Because his mother was the one that basically encouraged him to be a creator in his job, to push more, to work hard more, to be a creator in his job. And my other creator here is Carl, Mr. Carl. He was a journalist. He's the one that advanced the idea of introvert and extrovert personality and the power of the unconsciousness. And one of the things that was similar with this creator was that even though he was labeled arrogant, people labeled him as an arrogant person, he still managed to remain a creative mind. He wasn't bothered with what people say about him. And he often looked for other people for inspiration. He worked with some of the greatest people with his time, and he got some inspiration from that.